Alright, welcome back everybody. If you were with us last time, we won. We took first, finally. And with a hero I didn't see winning, but as I told you before a couple episodes back, the game is decided based off of heroes that they want to see win. And so it's already got the amalgam set up so that it's picked based off of whichever one they prefer to win. So, I guess Illidan hasn't had enough victories, so the computer was generated to let him have the best chances for victory. We finally get to play with Tess, and it's during Murlocs and Pirate options? Yes. Oh, yeah. I got a new crush. Oh, yeah. But, and we're playing in the same one with the Murloc hero is in? Yes. We are so abusing our power in this game.
Commander is back. Ready to get started?
I'll clean you up.
Oh, there's a conversation I've been wanting to have. I just don't know when I was going to start it, so I'm going to go ahead and start it in this one. And so the title of this episode should be Ashamed of America as we speak. Because I've never really been one to get into politics or one to get into, anybody else's business. If it doesn't affect me personally, I don't care. I'm one that believes that our votes don't really get to count anyways. So, a lot of conspiracies behind everything, but
nice work out there.
The number one thing is the idea that you're pretty much we're just small fish in a big tank. Like we don't really matter normally. But I also was under the impression that this whole sexism and racism thing has been pretty much been put behind everybody and is dead. And that at the end of the day, politics are in their category and they don't really affect the rest of us. They just make more stupid laws. But the more and more I have been stuck paying attention to the last few years, the more and more I'm seeing patterns of just how bad Americans got. Starting point. We get a president option of Donald Trump right off the bat. And I was like, okay, really? We're going to have to get a celebrity up in here running for president now all of a sudden? Like, this is a joke. Like, I can't vote for a president that's a celebrity, but because it's being voted for based off of popularity, I bet he wins it. And I was mad. Don't get me wrong. I was absolutely fuming whenever I thought about that. I was like, this is stupid. Like, the president shouldn't be voted for based off of, like, popularity or favoritism. It should be voted for based off of who can do the country good. Then I got told give him a chance, listen to what he had to say. I was like, okay, fine, I'll listen to him. I mean, why not? What's he gonna do? Fire me? Get it? But I actually listened to what he had to say, and things that he had to say actually made a lot of sense. Comments that he said was stuff that I had said in the past myself. One of the ones that stuck out was when I had seen an interview during his early parts of running for it that said, why are we playing checkers with these other countries? Why aren't we playing chess? Why are we telling them all of our battle strategies and telling them how strong we are and giving away all of our secrets, like just laying it out on the table for them? I'm trying to remember what they had. It's not worth. But why are we just giving it all up to them and making it easier for people to want to attack us and invade us and knowing that what our battle strengths are? It shouldn't be that way. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. That's the way I've always thought. You can go flip the channels and see where our weaknesses are, but how to take down a power plant, like the easiest way to do it, how it could completely devastate our country if this was to happen, and like how it could bring us to our knees for months or even years. So many people would lose their lives and blah 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 blah, right? I'm like, this is just announced. The latest military weapons that are top secret. Boom, right here. We got it first. I'm like, why though? Why do you have it first? Why is this even on TV right now? So I always thought that was like crazy and stupid. I'm like, this is really not making sense. We're really killing it with
It's
getting
good to
these
get some
Murlocs, aren't we?
minions in play.
But so I liked what he had to say. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still wasn't like, okay, well, I'm gonna completely fangirl over this now. That's reasonable. What he has to say makes sense, right? Then I thought about it more. Like, we are in a huge deficit. Like, we were in more of a huge deficit, but we owed money and we were sinking, and it was like the United States are going to implode in on themselves if we don't do something. And it's like we've known that for years. Like, as far as we knew, we were basically one step from being owned by China. Like, for real. Like, we owed them so much money, right? That's what we always heard. So
Keep up the momentum,
it's like, well,
friend.
shoot, like, it's just a matter of time. It's like, China's not bad either. I kind of like the idea of being learned by China, you know, right? No, not really, but that's the thing. So, it's like a businessman. Like, he is a very successful guy. He filed for bankruptcy and something. Yeah, but, I mean, still at the end of the day, he's worth billions. So it's like, and he lives in that. Like, it's like watching a poker tournament. Whether they win the tournament or not, like, they lost one tournament, but how many times have they taken first? How many times have they been in the running for first? Like, in general, like, it's kind of hard to just say, oh, well, he's garbage because he fell back once. Not really. Like, that just means that he fell back once. So, I mean, I know it's kind of hard to understand where I'm going with this, but basically my point is that, you know, we're dealing with the fact that the entire country was attacking this man after a while because of the fact that
You're
it was
down
like, oh,
here
he's
and
racist. It's
up
like,
and
is
going.
he though? Like, really? Because I've never heard about him being racist before he started running for presidency. And now, next thing you know, he's running for president. He's racist. He's sexist. He's a bigot. It's like, well, where's the racist coming from? So then I have to hear that. It's like, oh, well, he's racist against Hispanics. He wants to throw them all out of the country. Oh, okay, then yeah, that's bad. That's not something I can get
You're
behind.
doing great out there.
Then I actually listen to what's being said, and it's like, okay, if they're here illegally, then they should be sent back, and they should have to take the proper steps to come back. That doesn't sound that bad. Like, and then he said it was also being said that he wanted to try to decrease how difficult it is to get in, but he doesn't want to make it too easy. And mostly because it's not fair to the people who've already had to pay their way and had to work for it to get in here. Like, that makes sense. Like, everything about that makes sense. Like, that's not bigotry at all. Like, I'm very confused now as to what's going on here. Why is it making sense to me if, like, it's supposed to be a racist thing? Like, where's the racist part of this coming in there? And it's just like, the more and more I'm listening to it, I come to the conclusion that it's not a matter of him being racist. It's just a matter of they wanted it was who he was running against. He was running against Hillary Clinton, which meant he was running against what could essentially become the first female president. I was like, okay, so we got our first African American president, and now everybody's like gung ho for the first female president. I get it. I get, like, the excitement of it being the first and everything, but are we really gonna put our votes in based off of skin color and sex? Like, that's kind of the opposite of what was the argument, was that everybody assumed that they wouldn't be able to vote for them because there was going to be too many white supremacists that are still running the country that would never let a woman or let a African American become president. But we proved that's not true. Like, clearly, Obama got voted in without a problem because, I mean, anything's better than Bush, right? Then we turn around and it ends up being that Hillary has, like, a whole bunch of bad stuff going on. Like, it's like, well, I mean, Bill Clinton was awesome, but Hillary's a bit of a psycho. But everybody's still wanting to, like, push for her, and it's getting to the point that there's a smear campaign. And honestly, the entire first campaign, like the whole presidential election, I didn't see a single smear campaign come from his side at all. Like, the guy that you expected to spend a fortune just running Hillary's name through the mud didn't send a single smear campaign slur in her direction. But there were commercials all over the place for hers. And I'm like, dude, this is completely not what I'm expecting. Like, I never thought I'm sitting here in this year, generation right now, thinking, I can't believe I'm actually wanting to vote for Donald Trump, number one, because I've never been a big fan of his. Number two, the idea that a Clinton is somebody that I'm not wanting to vote for at this point. And I've never really picked a side, Republican or Democrat. I'm for whichever side makes the sense at that time. I don't pick a side based off of just, oh, well, because I grew up Democrat and everything like this, I'm going to be a Democrat all the way. No. I'm completely going to be whoever's backing what I believe in. And what I can get behind is the person I'm going to vote for. I'm not going to stick to a party. Because ever since this entire election has gone down, I have been more and more ashamed of what our country has become. We have, I've seen stickers now that says that we need to work together to abolish our Second Amendment. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, that's just blatant at this point. It's like, uh, be on the true right side, be a left, and help abolish the Second Amendment. And I'm like, you don't even try to hide it at this point. It's like you really want to just take all the rights away from Americans. Like, that's crazy that y'all there's people behind this. And why? It's because they're so anti-Trump that they are swinging in a direction that doesn't make sense. You're literally saying, take my freedoms away from me. Please. Please take my rights. I don't want them. And I'm like, I don't understand how you could be so foolish on this subject. Like, that's so crazy. But, and I've just been watching it sink steadily deeper and deeper into this little rabbit hole. And I don't know where it's going to end at, but I just know that as it is, like, as it's becoming, I'm getting more and more ashamed every day. Anytime I, like, hear anything new, I'm just like, oh my god, really? I don't even want to hear it now. Because I know it's crazy. I know it's stupid. Whatever it is, I don't want to know. It went from that to being the idea of, okay, well, he wants to build a wall to keep them out. Like, you realize that if that wall was to get put up, it doesn't make him racist for putting it up. It's because he's looking at the picture that surrounds it, the background. The only picture that's getting posted about this is the fact that, well, this means that Mexicans can't jump this wall and get over here. That means that it's going to deter people that are over there from hiring bandits and thugs and criminals and liars who will take their family and abandon them in a desert and kidnap their daughters and sons and sell them into some kind of sex trade for children. Like, that is what's happening in these, like, crossovers. It's not always a matter of, like, we lost really bad. I can't believe how badly we lost, but there wasn't that many people playing Murlocs early. But the idea that, you know, you're actually saving people's lives if you was to put this up because of the fact that there's so many people who don't make it over here. You're talking about, okay, 1,500 people over here illegally right now. That's because only 1,500 of them made it. There's no telling how many thousands of them tried to, and their bodies are out in the desert right now, or in the water, or just buried. Something's eating at them. Something is, they're buried and nobody even knows that they're there. Children and wives are all sold off into a slave trade that's underground. Like, and the funny thing is, it's the same people who are fighting against the wall being put up to stop something like that from happening are the same people who are preaching that Trump is a racist who wants slavery back. I'm like, he's actually stopping that from happening still by shutting it down because there's less of these people that can try to run people over illegally. And there's only a handful of them that are even actually doing it. The others are just robbing them and killing them. So then there's the fact that's like, okay, well then we should just open up all the borders. Okay, well I don't know if anybody remembers 9/11 or had seen what had happened whenever there was all these refugees that were leaving and going to like France and everything. They took over like blocks and cities and everything in other countries and just took like ransacked the streets and wouldn't let people in. Like, and that was the refugees. That was the actual refugees. That wasn't even any of the actual like terrorists that were hiding amongst them. So then you take and allow 5 terrorists to slip in with 3,000 refugees. One of those 5 has a bomb, goes into a football stadium, goes into a school, goes into anything, blows himself up, and takes out hundreds of thousands of people. And that was only one person out of 5 that got to sneak in because we just let them in. And then you think open up the borders so they could just walk through whenever they want? Somebody's pissed at America, so they just come in here and decide, hey, I'm just going to go on a killing spree. The idea of how many criminals are in other countries that are like running heavy duty drugs, the kind of stuff that would make somebody, I don't know, eat somebody else's face off, like, or pick up children and take them back over the border, stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of reasons why you need to have those borders up, and it's not just for, oh, it's because we want to keep anything that's not white in here. I am more than happy to have any other race in here as well. Because America wasn't a white country. America is literally an amalgam of everybody. And it's been welcome to be that way for a while now. And instead of it being, I want to know that whenever I do have kids, if I ever have kids, I want the country to be safer, not crazier, not more lawless. At this point, if you opened up the borders, I might as well move to another country because this country isn't safe no more. I choose to stay here in this country right now because of the fact that we are literally surrounded by 2 oceans and 2 countries that border up to us that we can agree with and that we get along with for the most part. But if we was to go overseas and live in a European country or something like that, all it takes is somebody getting in a pissy mood and decide I'm gonna pick a fight with them, and then they just march across some land. Like that's the same as if your neighbor got pissed off at you and decided I'm gonna go punch my neighbor in the face. Well, the only thing stopping them is a fence. I don't think that's gonna really stop anything. If they really want to punch you in the face, they're coming over. If they had to jump a moat, I think it would be a little bit more difficult to get over to you. Just saying. I will keep this discussion going on the next one. I'll probably go ahead and jump right into the next recording, but I need to stop this one because we are going way too long with this one. So, if you're enjoying the discussion, let me know in the comments. If you don't like the discussion, let me know in the comments. But know that automatically there's going to be a second episode because I'm going to be recording it directly after this one. But anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying the video, and I hope you're enjoying the conversations, and we'll see you in the next one.